Hi, my name is Holly Lennox, and I am your instructor for this history course, and I want to welcome you to the new semester. Now, I say I'm your instructor, but let's be honest, this is an online course, so pretty much you have to take the ownership of your learning in this course. The easiest way I can recommend doing that is have a plan. Approach each of your online classes with a schedule in mind. Don't wait until the last minute at the end of the week to try to get everything done. More often than not, you're going to run into problems, whether they be personal at-home problems, technical problems, weather problems. Something always seems to go wrong when we wait until the last minute. So my advice, as you go through each week of study, set a schedule for yourself and stick to it. Now keep in mind that I have given you specific goals for each week with specific due times for each of those goals. No, I'm not going to overwhelm you with a ton of busy work, but there are several things that you're going to have to get accomplished every week. And I don't accept late work. You will find that every new module, that's a week's amount of work, will open up on Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. They will be available until the following Sunday at 11:59 p.m. That means everything has to be done by Sunday nights at 11:59. So 11:59 Sundays is your absolute cutoff. However, there are other cutoffs throughout the week. For example, we'll be doing a discussion post each week. And that discussion post includes your initial post plus responses to 2 of your classmates. In order to give everyone enough time to respond to each other, that initial post has to be done by Thursday night at 11:59. Finally, you'll have a quiz each week based on readings, videos, and any other information I provide to you. It's not a major quiz, generally anywhere from 5 to 10 multiple choice questions. It's more or less just a check to make sure you've got through all the material. Those need to be done by Friday night at 11:59. So essentially, you'll have 3 deadlines throughout the week. Thursday night for your first initial discussion post, Friday nights, 11:59 for your quizzes, and then any assignments or completing your discussion post have to be done by Sunday night at 11:59. Might seem a little confusing right now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through what a typical module looks like. Welcome to the home page for our course in Canvas. Well, with a caveat. I teach 3 separate courses for Vista, and rather than making 3 different videos, I'm going to use History 1301 as my model to discuss my classes. Rest assured, all my classes are structured exactly the same. So what you see here is the same thing you're going to see in your class, just with different assignments and different topics. When you get to the home page of Canvas, 2 things I want to point out: the right side and the left side. The right side of the screen is going to give you a to-do list. It'll break down when you have assignments due. Now keep in mind, some of these assignments you're not going to be able to access until that actual module opens. But you know it's coming. This should help keep you on track to know what to plan for in the weeks ahead. On the left side of the page, you're going to see the navigation for this particular Canvas course. We're on the home page right now. You have a link to the modules, which I'll get back to. This is where you can find your grades. Now, I want to pause here for a second and just let you know, if you ever have a concern about a grade, reach out to me. Ask me why I graded something the way I did. Maybe you saw something that I didn't. And it's okay to be proactive and say, I think I deserve better, and this is why. If I agree, I'll raise the grade. If I disagree, I'll explain to you why. But I want us both to be on the same page. People, this is who's in our class. Helps you if you want to get in touch with someone, you can do that. This is where I want to go right here. Alamo Books. Included in your tuition is the textbook. It's an online version that we'll be using throughout the semester. It's Elliot Gorn's Constructing the American Past. And it's filled with a lot of primary source documents and readings that we'll use every week. Now, this is not the only reading we're going to use, and I'll show you what else we'll use when we get into the modules. What this book has is primary sources, and if you're not familiar with primary sources, those are documents and essays and letters that were created by the people who lived during the time period we're studying. A bird's eye, I was there view, and I think that adds so much to the study of history. But let's get to the actual assignments, the meat of the course, and that's in our modules. Now, when you click in the modules today at the beginning of class, you're not going to be able to see everything. We're going to start with the orientation module. That's week 1. And all that's set up to do is help familiarize yourself with the course, with Canvas, and with all the online tools that are available for you. Your only assignment is going to be a discussion board where you introduce yourself to the rest of your classmates. As you scroll down, you're going to notice that you can't see anything or can't access anything in the modules yet. That's because I keep them locked until the week that we're working on them. Notice, Module 1 opens up on January 22nd at 8 a.m. Module 1 week starts the 23rd. I open the modules a day early, Sunday morning at 8 o'clock, and they'll be open until the following Sunday at 11:59. Make sure you're logging in early and looking at what's expected of you of each module before the week gets too far away from you. You should see a difference now. What I've done is I've left the student view and now I'm in the instructor view. And this is going to allow me to show you what you can expect in each module as you go through. Every module you will see starts with an overview, provides content, you'll see a quiz, discussions, and a wrap-up. The only caveat, the only difference is there will be some weeks where you have a written assignment. On those weeks, you will not have a quiz. When you go into the module, I'm just going to start with Module 1. The first page you're going to come to is the overview. Here is where I tell you what I expect you to learn or what you should learn during the week, the big ideas of this module. It'll tell you what you need to read. So for example, it says Chapter 1. That refers to Chapter 1 in our textbook, Constructing the American Past. But I also said there were going to be other readings. Essays are going to be available to you to read, and these are through the Gilder-Lehrman website. And I'll give you a direct link to those websites, and they're going to give you more background knowledge, more basic knowledge about the time period and specific events that go on. It's real easy for me to just say, hey, go read Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. But if you don't know the history that surrounds it, you don't know about the Civil War, you don't know about sectionalism in our country, the Gettysburg Address doesn't have as much meaning. So the purpose of these essays is to give you that meaning, to give you the knowledge you need to understand the primary sources in the textbook. I also list some videos that I want you to watch during the week. We'll be using John Green's history series, and so these lectures videos will be available to you every single week. And then under the do, this is what you have to accomplish for the week. The next page in our module is the content for this week. Generally, what I do is I give you a brief reading here as well. And this gives you some background. This is almost like textbook reading here. Now, what you're looking at, honestly, this page, a little bit longer than what I normally put on here. But that's what you're going to see on every page, on every module that says content. This is where you're also going to find the link to the videos that you need to watch. I also normally include questions that you might want to listen for as you go through the video. Those questions are fair game for our quizzes, so keep that in mind as you watch the videos. Next, after that, we'll jump to the next page, which is going to be the quiz. And you can see the quiz here is due every Friday night by 11:59 p.m. Generally 5 to 10 questions long, and they are timed. They're very short multiple choice questions, so what I essentially do is I give you a minute per question. But what I also do is I'll give you 2 attempts to get the highest score you possibly can. So if you mess up the first one, you get to take it again for the second time. But again, it has to be done by Friday night at 11:59. Next, after the quiz, we're going to get into the discussion board. And the discussion board basically breaks down exactly what our discussion is going to be about. I highlight what the prompt is. And remember, you have to do an initial post by Thursday at 11:59. And you have to respond to 2 of your classmates by 11:59 on Sunday night. So your first post by Thursday night, your next 2 posts by Sunday night. This is where I really ask you guys, man, be considerate of your classmates. Everybody is waiting for someone to post that they can respond to. And so the earlier you can post in the week, the better it is for the class. Even though I have a deadline for Thursday night, that doesn't mean you can't post early. So if you get through the readings and you get through the video by Tuesday, post on Tuesday. And you can also respond to posts early as well. So if a number of students have posted early in the week, feel free to knock that out early. You don't have to wait until Sunday afternoon to respond to your classmates. Then we get finally to the last page of this module, and this is the first module, and that's the wrap-up. This basically is just kind of recaps what we learned, what we did, and what's coming up next. So that's the basic structure of a module. The only difference is going to be in the weeks that you have a writing assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down, and I think I can go down to Module 3 where you have your first writing assignment. If you notice here, the structure is exactly the same. You have your overview, you have the content, but instead of a quiz, you have the writing assignment. And then you have your discussion and wrap up. So again, structure is always going to be the same. It doesn't matter if you're in History 1301 or History 1302. The modules follow the same flow. And you'll see it the same structure every single week. So hopefully that gives you a good overview of our class. Remember, modules open Sunday morning at 8 a.m., close Sunday at 11:59 p.m. First discussion post due on Thursday night. Quizzes, if assigned, due on Friday night. And writing assignments, any other assignments, and the remainder of your discussion posts due on Sunday nights. If you want more information about the class, about my grading scale, about my policies, check out our syllabus. And if you have any questions, again, you can reach me via Canvas email. I hope you enjoy this semester. It's an overview of history, but hopefully you come out on the other end of this class with a little bit more knowledge about the history of our country. Thanks, and we'll see you around. Bye-bye.